Hey everyone, this is Coach Dave March. We got over here Bill, Bill Duggan. Bill and I have gone through the career coaching and resume writing work together, and Bill's seen some great results. Wanted to go through the journey we had together, and yeah, let's get started. So, Bill, what was your life like before you started working with me?
Yes, thanks, Dave. So it's been a journey this year. 2023 springtime was let go, unfortunately, due to management consolidation on my former job, and during that time, I was also pursuing data science and trying to transition to a new career. So up front, I kind of knew that there was going to be a climb, right? And having graduated in 2008 previously and during that market, I was a little used to the interviewing process and how long it might take companies to get back to me on certain things. But it was more notable this year and this time around, especially from trying to transition to a new career altogether, taking on a master's degree, raising two kids. The timing has just been not ideal for me. However, I knew that this is something that I had to do for my family. I've been working towards this, working very hard, preparing myself for this intersection in my life where I can bridge the gap between human intelligence and artificial intelligence. So where I was coming across and seeing some barriers were not only just the application process, but the whole feeling of imposter syndrome kind of came over me at periods of time. So I just wanted to reach out to community, to network, to make sure that what I'm trying to do is aligning with what the market is asking for. But that requires a lot more than just submitting an application. So this journey that Dave and I have been on has been very insightful. We got into the meats and potatoes of my resume, and we reformatted in a way where it's not only a personal touch, but it's a professional touch. Okay, it takes an extra eye to look at the content that you think is good, but also may not. You may be missing something here and there, or you may just have it wrong altogether. And having that trust in someone and building that relationship that I have with Dave has been very, very good for me professionally and emotionally. We've gone through so many different meetings where we would just really get into it. We would get into the just breaking it down on restructuring the whole process. I had a outdated resume. So we built a great resume, we built a great cover letter, and then we went into a lot of different areas of searching for jobs and how we can go about finding that the key indexes to search on, or, really try to customize a search where you're doing all these operators in the search to just really get a position that aligns with what it is that you're trying to do. And so we found a few that we liked off the bat, and we limited it to about five or six. And to be honest, I think that's a really good number. Um, we shouldn't. I went into it beforehand, just searching different companies and just throwing resumes out left and right and hoping that something stuck. But the truth be told, it wasn't getting it done. And this process that we went through is really what it is needing to do. And it's a transformative time to be able to put your best foot forward, put your best content forward, and really start knocking on the doors that will open based on what you're providing. So
Totally, totally. Yeah,
yeah, that's a little bit
appreciate
about
it.
it.
Yeah, appreciate it. Yeah, and talked. There's a lot there. The idea of more of a targeted approach, instead of like spraying and praying. Putting your resume everywhere. Um, that's like really big piece. Making the resume in alignment with the job description, and really just making it as relevant as possible, right? And that's kind of the big piece there. What were some of like your reservations like before working with me? Like before joining and working with you, what were you thinking?
Yeah, absolutely. That's a great question. So there was a lot. I mean, I was going into trying to find someone like a coach, but money uh, obviously wasn't ideal at the time. I just lost my job, so I was in between. Um, that and my severance was running out, so that was definitely a concern up the front. Time is, I mean, how much time do we have in a day, and how much time do we have in a day to really think about what we want to do in life? So making that a priority was a little intimidating at first, and then trust. So three off the bat right there is money, time, and trust, and those are all big things for me personally to consider in someone, and someone especially like you, Dave, that has an industry knowledge. So it's a little bit of a leap of faith, but it's definitely worth it.
Appreciate it. Yeah, thanks. Um, yeah, you know, I think we had a lot of great conversations, and we definitely built up that trust, and I think that's what it comes down to, right? To know, like, and trust someone before working with them. Um, what were some of the things that like surprised you about our work together?
So yeah, that's the way that you're able to take an approach to things and provide a different perspective on not only just what it is to apply to a job, but what it is for recruiters, and having that full 360 degree of the whole process. That's huge. I could pick your brain about what it is during a step of the process and ask you questions that maybe a recruiter wouldn't answer that you can, and that helps a lot. And then the content itself. So we went through so many different techniques, Scampi being one of them, just to really kind of formulate a lot of content about what it is that I can bring to the table. And that just shows how much you invest into your candidates and how much attention you really give us, and time as well.
Agreed. Yeah. Appreciate you. Um, yeah, that's kind of a big piece, right? It's not just like the resume writing, it's the relationship. It's working together to get through all the different aspects of the career journey. You know, um, yeah, of course there's the resume, there's the search, and then there's the interviewing and all those kind of questions that come up. And having someone that's kind of a third party that's unbiased about anything really. We're just working together to get at the common goal, which is your ideal career, is your ideal position. Um, and yeah, I think one of the big things, one of the big takeaways as well was putting in those right job titles. Actually working on aligning again the resume to the job description. A lot of people just think that the resume is kind of like writing down what you do for work, but it's more about like actually marketing yourself for that role. And you have a great portfolio where you talk about the work you do, and yeah, I thought that was great. So I just really do my best to amplify what you already know, what you already do. That's my kind of goal there. Great. You've had a lot of interviews so far. What would be your advice for someone who is in the same situation you were in before you started working with me?
Yeah, so to add into that, also, you've also built a community where we have a whole bunch of other participants that are going through the same situation in various different industries, and that is also helpful. So I encourage people to get involved and don't be afraid to ask questions. Don't be afraid to do more than you think you can, or don't limit yourself to just one tool or resource. Really explore what it is the community has to offer, what we are trying to build together. It's basically we're problem solving just to get through another human being that will just give us the time of day and pay attention to our work and accolades, and really just have a conversation, because that's what's really important, human connection, connecting the network, connecting the community together, and bouncing ideas back and forth.
Totally. Totally. Thanks, Bill. Really appreciate your time and energy here today. You have a great profile. That if they're looking for a data scientist, someone that like you, they know where to get you. Thank you so much for your time. Do you have any last remarks you'd like to make?
Yeah, I'd just like to thank you, Dave. I'd like to thank everyone that I'm working with too. And yeah, please reach out to me if you have any questions on what it is like the day of, or in the day of, trying to juggle life's obstacles, and really try to find a career that you dreamed of. So thank you, guys.
Thanks, Bill.